Shout out Ciroc.
I'll be the one to take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old, no, got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind.
Shout out my Hopper Shop brother.
Allegiance I stand, I'm going pro 4 in the fucking white sand. I give it all to this fucking mic stand. If it's been done before, then I know I can. I'm on the rise, I'm trying to keep a level head. She want my time, she begging me to give me neck. I'd rather shed blood to the ground while I'm here. Put some weight on top of my name, my time head's not clear.
We ain't seen that, dude. The green brim.
Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon. And this is nice and neat. And we got something juicy for you guys today. I am so excited about this topic.
How juicy is it?
How juicy is it, you may ask? So look,
Is juicy? Is that essentials? That essentials drip you got on over there?
Essential juice?
Is that the essential juice over there?
You know, I don't really wear too much name brand, but I had to get this. You know, this was a little.
We gotta support black
owned business, man. Like he's
at every
huge.
scale.
Every scale.
High end, low end, don't matter. Anything in between.
Look, let's not take away from this juice that we got today.
What's up, baby?
Okay. Because, you know, LA opening back up.
Oof. It's getting hot out here.
It's you know, summer start in March in LA.
In LA. Start quick.
But you know, it's hunting season again.
Damn.
It's hunting season again. Men are back on the prowl, you know. Women are putting on their finest, their latest and their greatest, getting the eyelashes done, nails done, hair done.
They got the VVIs?
Oh,
they got the
VVIs?
They got the VVI lashes?
I see J-Lo do. But, you know, anyways, I see J-Lo got them. So,
shameless plug.
So, ladies, if y'all don't got the VVIs, you're blowing it, you know.
Shout out to the first shameless plug of the day.
Where can they find that, though?
Oh, they could find it at...
Just hit Candace's Instagram.
Just hit Candace's Instagram.
Go
to Candace's Instagram. You're going to see the VVIs on there. And it's Valentine's Day.
Two letters.
You know, right. And for the fellas,
2 letters.
Fellas, if you looking for a gift for Valentine's Day to get your girl, grab them VVIs.
Oh, hold on. You know I got to use this moment. The VVIs, and then go get that Cocoa Fit.
Come on now.
Go get them Cocoa Fit. Go get that Bubble Yum.
That bubble yum. Get that bubble yum.
Go get that Bubble Yum set. Go get that the Cocoa Fit. Don't get them glute bands.
Come on now.
All that stuff.
See, and that's great that you guys are saying this because it actually leads me into the next type of conversation for us right now.
Talk to us.
Because you guys are in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm single. It's all good. And I have my questions for y'all. You know, and I want you guys to take this away. I want you to dig as deep as possible when it comes to this, because not only I need this, but I think all men out there need this. Even men that have no problem with getting women, you know, I just think it's something that's fair for you to have these type of conversations prior to getting into a relationship. You know, like what conversations were important or what conversations do you feel like you wish you had before getting into a relationship? I think that's something that's extremely important. That's something that's on my mind. That's something that I think about. And like, I was thinking about like, what other gentlemen than you two can help me out with this? What better gentlemen than you two can really help me out with this?
Yeah. Damn. Types of conversations you should have prior to getting in a relationship, because they're important. I guess you asked a couple questions. One question I didn't ask my partner prior to getting into the relationship, which I think is really important, is just like health history. You know, I never really had that conversation with Candace about her prior health or her family's health history. You know,
why would her like family's health history be important to you?
Well, I mean, if cancer runs in the family, you would like to know that. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge obstacle, hurdle that anyone, you know, is faced with. And you would just like to know. I mean, that's not going to change the way you love her. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to be in love with that girl or that man. You know what I'm saying?
But if you ask the question prior,
but I don't know if it would have. I don't know if that would have made me say, hey, I don't know if I could do this with you based off your medical history. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably more so the person to say, hey, you know, I'm just going to roll the dice. And if that is an issue that exists within your family, well, then if we have to cross that bridge, we'll do that when we get there. You know what I'm saying? Because I think life is too short to be trying to align partners based off of a previous health condition or history within the family. So that's one thing I didn't even think about that, and it's something that people should really think about.
I mean, I feel you. There's so many questions that things happen today when I'm like, I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? And I think that it's, in a perfect world, we would love to have all the answers, and we would love to know, the health history of our partners. We would love to know the family history of our partners and X, Y, Z in a perfect world, man. But it's just so, when you're first getting to know someone, it's just not at the top, of your mind. You just want to get to know someone. You just want to actually get to know them like organically and figure things out. But I think that for me, I never quite came out directly and asked Chanel tell me about your family, right? Mm-hmm. But I was always observant, right? Mm-hmm. She never talked about her family at the time. Mm-hmm. I know them pretty well now, and they're all great, and I love them now. But at the time, I didn't know them, right? And every time she spoke about her family, it was just like a very, brief conversation, and she kind of painted this picture that like her sisters were just, she gonna kill me for this, but like her sisters just evil people that just didn't like me, right? And I was just like, yo, why aren't you ever saying wonderful things about your family? Why have I been dating you for X amount of months? Why have I never met one of your sisters? XYZ. So I had my reservations about taking the next step with Chanel because I didn't know anything about her family.
Why was knowing things about her family, right, outside of knowing her, because I'm sure you guys were able to cultivate an incredible relationship along the way, right? Mm-hmm. But why was knowing things about her family so important to you?
Because I come from a family where family and tradition is very prominent. All right, so like the family structure that I come from, and obviously I'm not thinking this deep into it because I didn't know she was going to just be my woman at the time, but still, like, you want to know, right? But also, there's certain patterns you see through family members. Mm-hmm. There's just certain things start to make sense, right? Mm-hmm. So like, even though they can't tell you everything, some things, it confirms some things. Oh, I understand this.
Yep. It gives you more insight.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. I understand why. Like, let's say, your woman, Chanel grew up in a household with 5 girls. Yep. 5 sisters, right? So they're not like roughing each other up like boys, right? So, the way women grow up and socialize are different than the way men are growing up, right? So I grew up in a household with all boys.
Yep.
Right.
It's rough.
So it's rough. It's like my parents are like, nah,
competitive.
You gotta do this. You gotta do this. You gotta do this, right? And just really on me, right? And I had to take it. And then I play sports, so it's kind of reinforced through sports, just the whole masculine thing, And I didn't understand the different upbringing until I was around her family. I was like, oh, I'm being too hard on her.
And you learned that through her family and not just necessarily through her. Well,
she never told you that.
But she never told me
that.
You
can feel it.
You observed it.
I'm missing something.
You observed it.
Okay. She never told me that. But it's like, once I got around her family, her sisters and her mom, it's like, oh, okay. Because her mom is like just like a coddling mom. Mm-hmm. She's 4 other girls.
She's a mom,
right? She's a mom.
Yep.
Right. No boys there, so it's like it's a different kind of like a different kind of pressure that I felt growing up as opposed to.
And I'm gonna ask you, did you meet Chanel's family prior to you two being actually having the title, or did you meet her family once you guys were already boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, I met her family after we got together. Yes, I met her family after, right? But the second time around, you guys know the story, and I was just like, you know what?
No, but the people don't know the story.
People don't know the story, and also the people don't know the story, and also too, I think it's really uncommon for you to meet the family before y'all get.
That's super uncommon.
That's super uncommon.
Like,
for girls,
for girls. No, for men too. Like, I'm not bringing a woman home to meet my mom.
No,
I'm not. I'm personally
there's
not.
plenty of guys that it's just like, it's routine.
Nah, I don't think men feel like that.
I feel like
I don't believe that.
I'm gonna disagree.
I don't believe that.
You can't be my girlfriend until you meet my family.
You can't. That's what I'm saying.
So for me,
really,
exactly.
Yeah, you have to connect on some level with someone in my family, because look, you gotta check this out, right? My family is the only people, because I'm the youngest too. My family are the only people in this world who've actually known me every single day I've been born. Right? They know everything about me from top to bottom. So with that being said, if I'm in the picture, it's hard for me to see out, right? So it's always great to have someone else who you know cares about you, loves about you, who loves on you. You know, they know you inside and out. They know what gets you happy. They know what gets you mad. To come in and say like, I like her, Jalon. I like her.
You need that validation.
I need that validation. I need that validation because I never want to be in a situation and be blinded because I was just in love. Because you know, it's a lot of good looking things out here. We gonna see. Come tomorrow, they open it back up. You know, they opened LA back up.
On the way up here, we saw Ventura live.
Ventura was live. That's true. That's true.
Ventura is live right now,
jumping like Vince Carter.
So it's important for you, right, to be able to get. Especially early on. I'm not saying like prior to the relationship or not, but it's important for you to be able to get some sort of insight or understanding about a woman through her family or her loved ones.
I do think.
Oh, wait. Sorry. So you mean to tell me it's important for you to meet her family first, or for her to meet your?
Oh,
family?
for me, right?
Because that was kind of confusing.
Okay.
How you said
so,
that.
You know
what?
you are.
Yeah. Let me give you a story. I'll give you a story. You guys want a story?
Come on, give us that. Come on, take us there. Take it. Hey,
Okay.
but make it vivid.
Okay, I'm gonna take you there.
Come on now.
All right. So, I was dating a woman, right? I was dating a woman. I was beginning to like her a lot. And she's never brought a guy home before. Her family has never met any gentleman that she's dated ever before, right? Me as a man, I felt uncomfortable hanging out with this girl every single day, and I don't know her dad.
Oh.
Right?
Well, how long were y'all hanging out?
Let's say we see.
Because that's an interesting feeling to have.
Hanging out every day.
But
that's an interesting feeling to have.
You know what? For me, it wasn't even about the time. But at this time, let's say 6 months went by. I haven't met her parents, but we know we're not together. We're not in a relationship, but we know where we're going.
Yeah.
Right? We know where we're going. I haven't met her parents yet. We rocking and it's all good. And you know, we hanging out every day, and I'm starting to feel low key uncomfortable because this woman, she's sleeping at my house now. She's spending time with me. We're going on trips, and I haven't met her dad. You know, and her dad doesn't know who is taking care of his daughter. And I know me as a father. I'm not a father, no children. But if I'm a father,
but you did like look after somebody.
I did take care of someone, right? And I know that if they were hanging out with somebody every day, I would want to meet them. And I gave her. I ain't even gonna lie.
How much time did you give her?
I gave her 10 months.
Oh yeah,
I gave her 10 months, right?
Yeah.
And you know, women typically give ultimatums.
Yeah, they're good for that.
I gave one.
Yeah.
I gave one.
Hello.
You know what I told her?
Role reversal.
Said, if I don't meet your dad, we're not going any further with this relationship. I don't care what your fears are of it, but let me meet your dad, and I'm gonna smooth all of that over because he gonna understand the level of respect that I'm coming with.
He gonna love me.
He gonna love me.
Forget the bullshit.
He gonna love me.
Forget the bullshit.
He gonna love me.
He gonna love me.
I'm an outstanding man.
He gonna understand. I've been the one that's making sure that you got that smile on your face every time you come over here on Sundays and have dinner.
Hello.
So, with that being said, I met her pops the next day. I met her pops the next day. You know, but that's important, man. It's very important. Family is extremely important to me.
It's important, and just kind of going back to what I was saying, man. Like, no, I didn't. There's so many things I didn't know about Chanel before I got with her, right? But
what were some of those things that you did?
So like I referenced, right, talking about just how we just grew up completely different ways, right? I grew up in a house of all boys, right? Nigerian parents, strict father, right? So everything was just like, I was real militant growing up, right? Where she was kind of like, almost just all of them, right? Like her mom, when she moved from New York to LA, her mom was like, yo, like, I want to wash your clothes. I want to bring you food. I want to just making her feel comfortable because those are her babies, right? So it's just two different worlds.
Foreign?
Huh?
Yeah,
is she foreign?
Yeah. Chanel's mom is Jamaican.
Okay, I was gonna ask you what culture is she?
Really quick question, because you said this about the girl that you previously dealt with. Like, what is the definition of foreign? Does it just mean like so is Duke
foreign?
foreign?
No,
Is
so
Duke
foreign. So foreign.
Yes.
It's subjective to wherever you are, right? So Americans will be foreign to Europeans.
Right?
Yep. Right. So it just mean foreign is just like it means like
even if you're born here, you still be a foreign.
Yeah, you can because what's happening in your household?
It's just like
culture.
It's
exactly.
just yeah. So it's like foreign just means from somewhere else.
Okay.
So so yeah, I think that was just some of the things that I learned from being in a relationship with her and being like more around her family members were like, oh damn, there's no way. I don't think there's a way I could have learned this, or before we get to that point. So I do think it's important to ask those questions, right? Certain questions, but I also think questions like
Did you know anything about like? Did she have a job? Did she make any money? Like, did you know any of those things before you guys got together? Or you guys moved in?
That's a good one to talk about.
Like, did you guys just move in and you was paying the bill?
Okay,
the bread. Talk about the bread, Duke.
So it's like, come on, man. Like, as guys aren't initially worried about how much money a woman's making.
That's a fact.
Because when we meet women, the objective
But can she take care of herself?
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. But when we meet women, the objective isn't to like figure out, oh, this is gonna be my girl.
Based off of what she does.
Unless it's gonna be, if it's not gonna be your girl, I don't want to hear all that right now.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Straight up. We ain't even trying to take it there. So why we didn't even have that conversation?
I'm not trying to hear all that.
Yeah.
But once I'm looking at this woman like, oh, this could be my person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we start looking deep into like who she is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we start looking into like, okay, what's her spending habits?
Mm-hmm.
Or what does she value?
Mm-hmm.
Even how she posts on social media.
Yeah.
Right? Let's go through some comments and look through how she's interacting with people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Is that a big thing? Is that a big thing for men heading into a relationship, considering that we're in 2021, right? And pretty much all of everyone is on social media. Is that a determinant? Is that a big factor in getting in a relationship with a woman? And
as far as social media,
so social, and that could go in how she
y'all
promotes.
help me out. Give me some, cause like
I think that
I'm getting tainted out here. So y'all help me out.
Are you getting tainted?
No,
do you honestly feel like you're getting tainted?
You know what? I think when you're in one space for so long, it does come a time to where you do start to compromise what you may not have compromised before. Not using the word settle. We're not that
right.
We're not that far. But you may compromise, because the times are changing as well.
Yeah. I think that it has a
you know what?
It's important.
Let's come back to that.
Okay.
Come back to that. I want you to hold on to that.
All right,
we're about to get into halftime right now.
Okay.
Really, really exciting halftime because we're about to go live with Omar right now. And we're going on live on the Nice and Neat podcast.
What I need you to
Omar.
do, I need you to go live. I need you to request in on the Nice and Neat podcast. Okay. For all those that are tuning in, please log off really quickly. Follow the Nice and Neat podcast if you're not already. We're gonna do a live joint podcast with myself and the Nice and Neat podcast. Obviously, you guys know what we're doing here. We're trying to just get the eyeballs there to the Nice and Neat. It doesn't have as many as it needs to at the moment, so we're doing a live from mine. But we're going to have Jalon tap in from the Nice and Neat handle that we'll be joined together. Here we go. So we got two different views. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the sound because I know.
I'll turn. Oh. Let me see.
Let's see. Tag him. So at Nice and Neat podcast is where you guys want to follow. Tap in with that. I believe I pinned the question. Did I pin the question? Yep.
Question is pinned. We in there.
So the question that we're responding to on this live is types of conversations you should have prior to being in a relationship. So what we've touched on so far is health. I mentioned that one thing that I think is important that I never even talked about myself prior to getting in a relationship with Candace is health, and the history with her family. And, that could be a big determining factor. And, we just never know. I'm not that type of person, but it could be the big determining factor if someone decides to progress on with someone in a relationship or not, So that's kind of where we're at right now. Like I said on the last live, I'm only responding to questions pertaining to types of conversations that you should have prior to being in a relationship. So you guys go ahead and fire those off away, and we'll continue to have conversation. And I'll look as these guys are talking, and I'll fire them on off. Well, you know what?
Run it.
How about this? Someone just asked, "How is your credit?" I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna flip the question for them.
Okay.
All right. So, is your potential partner's finances and credit something that you should consider prior to getting in a relationship?
Yeah, absolutely.
And why do you think so, Duke?
Well, okay, we all got to understand, right? There's different types of people, right? There's men that want to get into relationships and want to be with a woman and want to build an empire with a woman and be partners with a woman and, you know, create and have businesses with a woman. Then there's men that just want to take care of their women. Mm-hmm. And for those men, it may not be important because they find value in being able to, you know, take care of a woman and say where she goes and say what she does and, you know, all those things. But there are some men that's like, yo, my woman got power. You know, my woman got say so. My woman got work ethic. She got, you know, earning power, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that for those men, you know, men that want those types of women is definitely important because my whole thing is like, we trying to build an empire, bro. We trying to build an empire. We trying to make money together. We trying to, you know, both of our finances are trying to make our lives both easier, right? And I think that, you know, it is important to know those things because you want to have some kind of, you know, foresight to what you're getting into. You know, you want to have some kind of something that can help you predict, okay, this woman is going to be an asset to my life, right? This woman is always going to be someone that's like helping me make more money, helping me bring more money. Not just like I'm helping you around the house to make your life easier. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this woman is adding to, you know, the life you want to live, right? It's super important for me.
Yeah, I think it is important. I don't know about you guys, but my girl and I are in a position where
y'all in a good position, man. You guys are in a good position. You guys are really goals, okay? Everybody who be talking
about my story.
Nah, because it's halftime. I get to say how I feel.
Tell my story.
Y'all in a good position, okay?
We're in a great position. I don't take it for granted, babe. What's up? I see you tapped into the live.
Yeah, so, she entered the room.
Yeah, she entered the room. She in the room.
Somebody said, Omar, will you marry me? She said, Cammy, no, he won't.
You know what it is, and you know what it ain't, and that's that on that.
And that's that
on that. No, but I think, you know, and sorry, babe, I just gotta be honest. You know, that's my thing. I gotta be honest and transparent with the people. But we're in a position where we're looking to buy a home. We're looking to purchase a home, right? And obviously, and if you guys don't know, you know, when two people are coming together to buy a home, they got to run both people's credit and they got to check both people's income and both people's taxes and all of these things. All of these things matter when it comes to purchasing property, right? You know, there are some things on the credit where, you know, we got to get cleaned up before we actually make a move. You know what I'm saying?
Did you know that prior too, though?
No, I didn't know that prior.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that prior. And and to be honest, it wouldn't have really made it really wouldn't have made a difference. But what I am saying is, though, it is affecting what we are trying to do moving forward. You know, so credit and finances are so important in terms of coming together and being in a relationship. When you come together, you guys are being one. So, you know, my finances are your finances, her finances, and vice versa, you know. And it doesn't matter who's putting let's just say I decide to use me, then I just got to put down more bread and they require more credit from my end. But when you guys are coming together and doing something and trying to build an empire together, you know, it takes both of them, you know. So that's not something that I thought about. I didn't even think about that prior to getting into a relationship. But it is something that men and women should consider, especially women, because, you know, you get with a man, you're solely, I mean, our job as men is to be providers and supporters, right? So, you know, it's important for people to keep that at the forefront of their minds, you know, and at least whether it's bad or whether it's good, you're aware of it. So you guys either know you need to clean it up.
I don't honestly, I don't care what your credit score is.
It doesn't really matter.
I don't care what your credit score is. Ladies, I don't care what your credit score is. I don't care.
Hey, okay.
I can't put more pressure on you.
Shoot it.
I don't care what your credit score is, but I do care that you care to get it up if it's bad, right? I'm a former barber, so I'm the plug for everything. So I got a guy who could clean your credit up. Give me 6 months. We'll get you out of that hole. It's all good. I don't care what your credit is, though. I don't care. And we're not trying to buy a house in the first 6 months, but I will say this.
So
once we're in a relationship, we're going to talk about those things a little more.
How is a woman supposed to ask about his credit and vice versa?
prior to being in a relationship?
Prior to being in a relationship.
That's tough.
That's tough.
man.
That's really invasive.
Yeah, you know
That's
what?
really invasive information.
You know why I would advise you not to, is because there's a lot of men that already feel, especially like if you're dealing with a man who's doing well, right? There's a lot of men already feel like, yo, women want him for one thing, right? So to kind of lead with that question is going to kind of rub him the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? It's going to kind of, he's going to form this kind of image of you, even though questions like those are just normal questions that we should be normalized, right? But I think you want to stay. I think you want to stay away from that one.
Hey, I got a good question.
But go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry.
Let me say this right quick.
Get it off.
What you're saying is absolutely right, but you can find out a lot of things. You find out more by adding more value. So if you start to say things like, hey, I'm looking into getting this, what's the proper credit score I should have for this? And if the person has a lot of information about that, they probably have a pretty good credit score. But if he's like, I don't really know, he probably has a bad credit score. So just take it for that.
Hey, but just a quick comment before the question. Mika Sweet says, I believe the way a man takes care of his business, you could tell the way his credit is. I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true. You could be handling your business because you know your credit is fucked up and you need to build your shit back up.
Yeah, and like coming from a person who I've been through every single level. I've been from a 740 credit score to a 580 score to a 580 to a 750. So I tell you what. I've had a business, and when I've had a business, my credit was probably its lowest.
The worst.
It was terrible.
The worst.
It was terrible.
Hey,
No.
Wait, I got okay.
But you can look at, like, I understand what she's saying. It doesn't mean that he has good credit, but as far as like financial responsibility, right? You can definitely look at a man and see how he spends and see how he allocates money and see his organization skills and the management skills, and then making it gives you like a kind of a better assessment on whether you could trust this man with money.
Yeah. So I got a great question from DMC Wright. Should you have a conversation about body count? Should you have a conversation about the body count?
About me? Like, we're gonna be fair?
No. First of all, listen. I'm just gonna be honest and
Straight up.
And I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I don't need to have the conversation with you about body count. I don't want to know how many bodies you got. To be honest, I only want to know the niggas that you dealt with if we're gonna be within the same vicinity of one another. If I'm not gonna see this nigga every day, we don't even need to have that conversation.
Don't talk to me.
Don't even talk to me because you know what you're gonna do. You're gonna fuck up my mood. You're gonna fuck up my mood, and every nigga I see now, I'm gonna be having ill intentions and ill vibes too. And yeah, that's not how I want to live. So unless we're absolutely working together or doing business with one another, or happen to frequent the same gym or whatever it is, that's the only really the time that you really need to express to me, your partners and your body count. But even then, I don't want to know your body count.
I'm never going to.
I don't care. A man, I don't think men are asking that question. Listen, if you're asking that question, you probably have some other insecurities that you should address.
I'm 31 years old, man. My 31 years, I never asked.
You 31? Shit, we can't tell. Shit, we can't tell.
Hey, look it though.
What's your skin routine?
What? Talk about that skin routine.
No,
this
don't
nigga.
talk
Hey,
about
hold
it.
on. Let me just tell y'all. This nigga pulled up here, and I said, "Yo, Duke, what is that?" This nigga said, "Moisturizer."
Hey,
so
yo.
a nigga got a real skin routine, and on top of that, and a man lives with a woman when he talking about, I got moisturizer. I don't have
Not
lotion.
I would.
I shea butter.
I would.
I got moisturizer.
I would put y'all on, but we need them endorsements. So
hello.
Hey,
hello.
What we got? Oh,
What's up,
all right,
what's up?
I got one. I was looking for one.
It's all good.
Well, how about discussing past traumas?
very important.
And how soon? How soon? That question is from CRT. I'm assuming that's Courtney Spav.
Discussing past traumas.
Spells it interesting. Was that CRTNEYSPOV? Yeah, discussing past traumas and how soon. When is it too soon to talk about past traumas? I think it's
so I'm gonna tell you this.
Okay, talk to us. Talk to us. Hold on, let me put it on you.
When it comes to discussing past traumas, it's really important. Just how we spoke about getting to like family and talking about family and understanding somebody. When you really talk to somebody and you're asking the right questions, you're not asking someone what's your favorite color and asking just weak shit like that and what's your favorite restaurant. No, you can really get to the nitty gritty when you're asking really, really real questions. When you're asking things like, hey, yo, like, what's your relationship with your mom? What's your relationship with your dad? Are you the youngest? Are you the oldest? finding out if they were a middle child, things like that. So, you know, like those things, past traumas will be unveiled within the right conversations. That's what I'm gonna say. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, "What are your past traumas?"
Right.
Facts.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, no.
Yo, I know I said we was only gonna take one more question, but I gotta address this because we were having this conversation off camera before we got here. So the realest statement is, it's not you, it's me. Speak on that. Let's touch on that.
Well, that just means it is you. I just don't want to hurt your feelings.
That's all it means.
That's all that means.
I'm trying to let you down easy, baby.
It's okay.
Is
It's partially you. Okay, I'll say that. It's partially just don't want to hurt your feelings. So I think that.
Is there ever a situation where it really is you?
Yeah.
And not them?
Is it?
Well,
Is
what
there?
you mean? What you mean?
Like to where you like, hey, yo, like.
Yeah. We were just talking about this actually.
We was just talking about this.
So in a situation where I'm dealing with a young lady, right? But the woman of my dreams walks into my life, right? And the woman of my dreams walks into my life.
See ya.
And the woman of my dreams, when she walked in my life, there's nothing you could do about it. All right, there's nothing it has nothing to do with you. You're a good person.
You're a great woman.
You're honorable.
You're a great
honorable woman.
You're beautiful, and and in a perfect, like if we took that next step, I think you'll be a great mother. But there's nothing you could do about it.
Sorry.
So in that case, when this woman, the woman of my dreams, walks into my life, I gotta go. And that's when it comes, hey, it's not you.
It's me.
It's me. It has nothing to do with you. It's me.
Okay. Hey,
that's when you hit him with the I'm out of here, baby. Pum. So thank you guys for tapping in and joining with us and sending in them questions, man. We're gonna be live again at 8:30. 8:30, y'all tap in with us, and we're gonna get to the night the only way we know how. That's with some positive energy, some positive vibrations, and a smile, of course. Again, we'll be on at 8:30. Thank you guys for joining us. Nice and Neat podcast. Y'all follow that. Tap in. Episodes dropping next Thursday. We'll be live. All right. See you guys at 8:30 if you guys decide to join in, which I hope to see you there.
Peace.
Hello. Oh man, that was dope.
I think we could go ahead and close this one out.
Okay.
Because that's where we're at with it.
Okay, cool. So
No.
So,
we're gonna close it. We're gonna close it.
Okay, cool, man. So
Wait. Why, this one won't let me.
Okay,
save.
I got you. Did you save it?
Did you save yours? I think because I was split, it won't let me save.
Fuck.
I could share it to IGTV and maybe I could save.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. Just share it to IGTV right now.
Not a chance.
I'm gonna share it to IGTV,
And
then
just-
I'm gonna archive it.
Yeah, just archive it.
Archive it.
And we could we could pull it too. We could pull it online.
screen record it.
Yeah. No. There's like a way to rip it from the thing.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I'm gonna share it to IGTV.
I got you, Duke.
Go ahead.
Man, dog. So that was I ain't gonna front. I got you guys gave me some good things, right? You guys gave me some really good things to be able to reference to when I'm out here and certain conversations to have, especially when it gets to the point of me liking a woman, right? When we were on live earlier, I seen a couple of questions that we did touch on, but I wanted to sit down and really talk about these. I want you guys to talk about them, about like your spiritual beliefs. You know, how important is it that your spiritual beliefs align with your partner's spiritual beliefs? You know, and
is it spiritual beliefs or is it religious beliefs?
The reason why I use the word spiritual, because everyone's not religious, and we may have some viewers that may not be able to fall into that realm. But I'm going to take it even to another level. The question, why is it so important for you and your partner's spiritual beliefs to align within raising children? Because that's the next level a lot of people don't think about. I can love whoever I want when it's just me and her.
Okay, so this is a funny story, right? First, I'm gonna answer the latter part of the question, right? Why is it so important to align with spiritual beliefs? Because a lot of us use our spiritual beliefs as a foundation on how we're gonna govern our kids, right? So if we are not,
I hope you guys is taking notes on this one. This is good.
If we are not in unison with how with our foundation, then when it comes to discipline on our kids, when it comes to allowing our kids to do certain things, we're not going to be on the same page, and then it's going to just lead to dissension and argument, and ultimately it could lead to us separating, because that's a huge thing, right? So ensuring that you guys are on the same page spiritually, it's just more likely, you guys are more likely to govern your kids the same way, govern like each other, stand on the same beliefs to, do right in your relationship. Most of us have spiritual belief, and we have a higher power that we kind of like use to kind of govern. This is how we act. All right. This is right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting that you asked that question, because you remember this, right? I was getting cut by you one time, and I was in the chair, right? And Chanel walked in the barbershop. She was waiting on me, and we were talking about some religious stuff, right? And we were talking about I can't remember exactly the conversation was, but you asked me how Chanel felt about it, and she was sitting in the chair. She was like right there, and I looked at her. I was like, "Oh, my nigga, I don't even know if she believe in God, right?" I didn't even know, like at the time, because we hadn't even had the conversation. We had never prayed together at that time.
Oh wow!
Now we pray all the time, right? But we had never prayed together. We never been to church together.
That's that,
right? This is real, bro. This some things that, like, when you talk about things that you should know before you get in a relationship, these are the things, right? But I remember at that moment, I was just like, I can't even tell you if she has the same beliefs as me. And then Jalon said, "Hey, Chanel." She's like, "What's up?" She's like, "Yo, you believe in God?" And when my heart dropped, because I was just waiting.
You didn't know.
I was just waiting for her.
Oh,
like,
my God.
My heart dropped. I was just like,
hey, I'm gonna ask him
right?
a couple.
Jalon is good
because I never even asked her.
I'm gonna ask the question.
I never asked her, and she was like, "Yeah, I believe in God."
Yeah,
Thank God.
She did.
Thank God.
She did. She
I was
did.
Let me ask you a question. What would have happened if she said she didn't believe in God? Or even if she would have stepped further and said she was like something, these are all hypotheticals.
Right.
If she would said, "I'm an atheist."
I don't know.
Damn.
I just don't know, bro. But I know at that time, this is someone that I want to like really
You
be
wanted
with.
to pursue. You wanted to pursue something
I
long-term.
wanted to like really be with at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if she says something like, "I'm atheist," or like, "I don't," and there's nothing wrong with atheist or nothing wrong with Buddhist or any, it's just that what I am, right? It's anything different than what I am, right? Because that's a serious thing. Because now we got to think about the life, our whole lives, our future, and I don't really know, bro. I don't know, but I'm glad she said like, "Oh, I believe in God."
Oh, she said, "Yeah," with so much conviction.
Yeah, so it made me like,
Yeah.
"Oh, shoot."
Yeah.
That's something everyone should ask. So.
We joked about it afterwards.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
we joked
for
about
sure.
It. It was like, "Hey, it's crazy. We never talked about it."
Yo,
but that was something that I was like, you know what? That's a very important conversation to have prior to being into a committed relationship with a person.
You know, another question I should have asked when we was on live. This would have been a great one to ask, but no one asked it ourselves. But this is pertaining back to health, right? Is it important to ask your partner prior to being in a relationship, like, have they ever had an STD?
That's health.
That is health.
Is that an important question?
That's health.
And
That's health. That's a part of your health.
Prior to being in a relationship.
It's a sticky situation.
That right there is, you could definitely ask that.
Yeah.
You should
But
definitely
it's a
ask that.
sticky situation, right? Because it's uncomfortable. No one wants to talk about that.
It's very uncomfortable.
No one wants to talk about that,
Yeah.
right? But that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we live in the 21st century. It's
Yeah,
2021, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, as a single man, that's a conversation that I have. We have that conversation.
You have to have it.
We have that conversation, you know?
Do you have the conversation? Like, when do you have it? Because you're a single man, right?
Uh-huh.
So like, just naturally being a single man, y'all, you're gonna deal with multiple women,
Right?
And if you're a single woman, you're gonna deal with multiple men. All right,
It's a fact.
all right.
Let's
So
be fair here.
just be fair, right?
be fair.
Okay, so because you deal with multiple women, or you've dealt with multiple, how often do you have that conversation? Is it every single woman you have the conversation with?
No, you don't have the conversation with every single
or is it do I have to feel, even though we're single, I have to take a certain liking to you to have that conversation?
If you guys are having sex,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you guys are doing. You guys are being intimate, not had sex.
Yeah.
Been intimate.
Yeah.
You guys are having sex. It's a conversation you guys should definitely have.
Is it a conversation that you have to have once you guys stop having unprotected sex? Because we're just being honest here, right? If you single and you dealing with someone frequently, right? You probably
I think
right. You probably at some point.
At some point,
First of all, y'all niggas know what time it is. Y'all niggas be slipping that rubber right off, bro.
Hey.
Y'all be taking that rubber right off, man. Y'all be diving in bald head Michael Jordan, man. Head first. Hey, for real, come on now. So, is that a conversation you have once you cross that line? Because typically, once we cross that line, it's too late to have the conversation, right? Like the Usher song said, it's already too late. Yeah. It's already too late.
Probably,
you know.
I would assume probably before.
You would hope.
Yeah.
You would hope. You would hope.
I technically should.
I would probably say you would try to have a conversation before.
But I would say that it's probably the man that's going to bring up that conversation. I find it hard to believe that you think a woman. I'm
gonna keep it a buck with you.
A man ain't doing
women have, and I have no problem with having uncomfortable conversations. Right.
Yeah.
Women have brought that question to me way more before than I've ever.
Really?
Yes,
as a matter of fact,
absolutely.
As a matter of fact, I'll bet my last dollar that most women are willing to have more uncomfortable conversations than men are.
For sure. Why is that?
For sure.
Why are we so? We're so strong.
They're conditioned to communicate.
Oh.
You know,
we're not.
So like, it's funny that you say that.
We're supposed to take it.
Women are conditioned to communicate, right? Us as men, right? We'll use problems for an example, right? Men, we see a problem, we just try to solve the problem.
Yes.
Women actually connect through problems.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is that's the fundamental difference right there. A woman is going to find a way. For example, you know, if let's say a woman locks her keys in the car, and she's like, "Oh my God, I locked my keys in the car." You like, just call AAA. She's like, "But you know, I have to go to work and I have to do this." And you're like, "Yeah, call AAA." And you're like, "Yeah, but." Nah, what she want to hear is like, man, that really sucks that happened to you.
Right.
That really sucks that you had to deal with that. Like, I know you got to go to work today.
Yeah.
You late. It's throwing off your whole day.
Man, fuck that. Call that motherfucking AAA.
Right. But hey, once again, just like sports, you got to know your personnel.
Facts.
So in order for her to, because you at the end of the day, you both are trying to get to the same destination. And you can't get her to the destination using your car from a distance. You got to still get her there. So that really sucks. I wish I was there to do whatever it took.
Let me call you Uber.
Let me. You want? Should I call you Uber?
You call AAA. I'll call you Uber.
Because this is trash. Like I hate that
it.
you got to go through this. Like, how do you feel? Like, I'm so glad you're here. Like, I'm glad I'm here for you too. I'm glad I'm here for you too. Because
he kicking game right now.
I've been there, and I've been there for both of y'all girls. Calling y'all, saying stuff that y'all couldn't handle from the distance that y'all was at when they was calling, and I was like, "Oh, she just want to talk." Okay.
Wait. You mean our girls that be calling you?
No, calling y'all.
Oh,
and I'm just there, and they just want to talk.
They just want.
They're telling you about their problems, but they don't want it solved in that moment. They just want to be able to connect through that issue.
But for sure, like, women definitely have the more uncomfortable conversations. I'm talking about if it's up to a man, we're not even gonna have a conversation. We're gonna let it play out.
You know why?
Play out.
It's for us. For us, it's like we focus on the result, and women really focus on the process. And like the process, like they tell you about anything else, is always more important than the finish line.
That's why women are so detail oriented. Women are detail oriented, fam. Like if you ever see a woman around the house or with their work, you know what I'm saying? They focus on the details.
And women want to know everything.
Yeah.
Right. They're not okay with not knowing.
Yeah.
Men are okay. I'm okay with being in the unknown.
Yeah, we're okay with not knowing.
That goes.
I'm actually comfortable in this floating space.
You know, like that goes back to the history of caveman days when, you know, we hunting. Like you don't need to speak to hunt. You know, if we out hunting, we gotta be quiet. We can't talk. Don't say nothing. We won't be able to eat tonight if you talking.
Straight up.
When women out getting berries, they got to communicate where they was walking, where they was moving, how they was doing it, what they cooking, how they doing it. You know, like we go out, we go grab the product, we come back home.
It's like what Duke said, conditioned.
Years. But I will say this.
Years and years.
I do think it's just important. Obviously, it's not that easy, but I do think it's important to just, you know, have those tough conversations. So, you know, the more opportunities you can have those tough conversations, y'all, then you know, please have them. But
absolutely,
you know, as usual, man, we try to offer you as much value as possible. You know, and one of the best ways to do so, you guys know, is to kind of direct you guys to other podcasts that you guys can find value in. And the podcast that I would like to highlight with this episode is MG Method by Maxine Goins, who highlights unique people that are thought leaders in wellness, in business and health and creative and, beauty and entertainment and technology, man. I've actually been on her podcast. It's an amazing podcast. So please check it out, man. MG Method by Maxine Gomes, MG Method on Instagram, ngmethod.com. So,
and that's that on that.
And that's that on that. I'm Duke.
I'm Omar.
I'm Jalon. And this is Nice and Neat.